I'm about to teach you the most complex move in the entire fitness industry. Now, each exercise is ranked in complexity by the amount of moving parts, the amount of joints moving, the amount of muscles working, which means this particular move is a full body exercise and has every muscle working and almost every joint moving as well. It's called the Turkish get-up, and it was created by a Turkish wrestler. It was designed because he wanted to be able to, if he was laying on his back, he wanted to be able to fight someone off and get himself up to the ground. So it's a great exercise for building strength, mobility, flexibility, and obviously to get your fitness and endurance levels up. The Turkish get-up is going to expose any areas that you are particularly tight in or you need to strengthen on. So you get a full idea of what it looks like. I'm going to demonstrate one for you now, and then I'm going to break it down for you and how I want you to start. So this is how it will work. This is the end result. You will grab a kettlebell and you will turn your knuckles up to the ceiling, punching up to the sky. Always respect the weight and keep an eye on it when you're doing it. So you're always looking up, coming down to the side, up, through, down, gently, punching up, back, up, and down. Now obviously I'm not expecting you to do that straight away from what I've just done. So we're going to walk you through, I'm going to take the whole move and I'm going to break it down step by step and help you learn this move within the next 30-45 minutes. First step, grab a cup and some water. Now because I don't want you using a kettlebell straight away, because if you drop it or if it falls, it's going to do a lot more damage. So, to help you build your technique, we're going to focus with a cup and water, because if you're not paying attention to the cup, you're certainly going to find out in a much friendlier way if you're doing it right or wrong. Grab the cup from underneath and you are going to punch it up to the sky. Arm nice and straight and as close to your head as you can. Once again, always keeping an eye. You're respecting the cup, respecting the weight. Otherwise, it's going to let you know. The first move I want you to do is very simple. You're going to take a big lunge back. Always go back with the opposite leg to the arm that's in the air. So you're going to go one big step back, knee touches the floor with your toes tucked underneath. From here, I want you to stand back up. Repeat that 15 times before moving on to the next step. After that, I want you to start in this position. And you're going to go down, nice and wide, and up. Always watching the cup, always respecting the weight. And when you go out, a mistake I see people make a lot is they try and go too narrow. Now when you've got a weight above you, it's going to be swaying all over the place and you're probably going to lose balance. And it's going to be more likely that you drop the weight. However, if you go nice and wide, you have more support. Think about a pyramid or the Eiffel Tower. The bigger the base, the stronger you are. So make sure you give yourself plenty of space. So that's the next move I want you to practice. From this position to here. And I want you to practice that 15 times, each side. Once you've done that, I want you to take the first move and combine it with what you've just done. So now we're going to go from here, back, out, up, stand. And I want you to do that 10 times each side. For the next part, you're going to start in this position and you're going to push through this foot and this hand. This is all about space. So you're going to push through those two areas, always watching the cup, bringing the leg through and sliding yourself in until your bum is touching the floor and the bum cheek is right next to your foot. Then you're going to push through that same foot, same hand, and create as much space as you can, lifting yourself right up into the air. Bring that leg back, slide it back through. Once again, the mistake I see people make a lot of the time, they don't give themselves enough space. So they'll push up, they'll slide themselves through, but on the way up, they only lift themselves up a little bit, and then they can't really bring anything back. So always remember, big space, give yourself space to move and bring it back. Finally, one other thing that I see people do, always push out of the shoulder when you come through. People tend to let themselves sink in. Instead, I want you to always be pushing out of every joint. Don't get lazy. Practice that 15 times. Once you've done that move 15 times each side, once again, we're going to combine it. We're going to go from here, take that nice step back, touching out to the side, bringing it up, down, sliding down, coming back up, standing nice and tall. And I want you to practice that section 10 times each side. For the final piece, so you're here, you're on the floor, looking up. To finish this move off, you go down to the elbow, down to the shoulder, roll across to the other shoulder. To get back up, we're using this foot and this elbow. And we're going to drive this elbow into the floor whilst pushing our hips from that foot. So we're going up onto the hand, still pushing out of our shoulder, not getting lazy. Pushing out of the shoulder, coming up, round, up, and stand. That is the final part of the move. But before we get there, I want you to practice just this little section, pushing from here into the elbow, up, up. Practice that 15 times each side before combining it and bringing it all together. So then when we get going, it will look like this. The whole thing will look like this. So with big lunge back, creating space. Arm out nice and wide, creating space. Pushing through this foot, this hand, lifting off the ground. Leg comes through, sitting on the floor with the bum cheek near the foot. Still pushing out of my shoulders, watching the cup. Elbow, shoulder, rolling to the other shoulder. Pushing through this foot, driving through this elbow, into the floor, up, onto the hand, hips up, knee back round, up, stand. And I want you to do that whole sequence 10 times each side. That, my friend, is the Turkish get up, and I look forward to seeing how you progress.